Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back. It is time for another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 Probots cast. We have got ourselves two bots taking each other on. We're not actually Probots, by the way. Probots is done by the ESL guys, which is fantastic. I just happen to call this series Probots 2. AI casts is the way to go about it. And so, we have got MicroMachine taking on VeTerran, two of my favorite bots. MicroMachine, the classic bot, taking on VeTerran Revived. Already cast one of VeTerran's games, and that was a fun one to watch. And so it's always exciting to see how these bots develop. MicroMachine very nicely having that chat text there telling us that it's won 69% of its encounters against VeTerran. A very nice number there. And I'm curious if that's actually the builds against VeTerran or not. Like Proxy Cyclone's 19 out of 15 games, I'm guessing. Early Expand, 173 out of 67. Or whether that's the weight. I'm not sure exactly what that is. But it does have the better ratio with the early expand, so maybe that's why it always chooses that build against VeTerran, if that is the case, but I can't say that for certainty. We've got a Proxy Rax coming out of VeTerran, a second Proxy Rax as well, so going to be seeing some bot versus bot micro. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this, because it is going to heat up real soon, hit that like button, comment more bots down below. We have got 3 Reapers building at the minute, so let's go for 3 likes on this video. And of course, subscribe and hit that bell icon if you haven't already. We see a Reaper moving out for MicroMachine, the very first one. A bunker's on the way for MicroMachine as well. So that's to do the gas mining trick, not to actually do anything more. So the Reaper for VeTerran is going to get in here. Going to start working away on one SCV, going to kill that off. Wants to delay the early expansion here from MicroMachine. We see MicroMachine is attacking the racks kind of for VeTerran, but that's not going to kill it anytime soon. So that's actually a bit of a bad positioning there for MicroMachine. The fact that its Reaper's engaging now. It looks like MicroMachine's Reaper will potentially kill the one of VeTerran. Is it going to get it? Oh, it's going to be so close. I want to know, but then I also got to look at what's going on here. That main base did get up for MicroMachine. That's a big deal. SCVs are being pulled against this Reaper, but more Reapers are on the way. We see that fast gas mining going on for MicroMachine. Looks like the Reaper of MicroMachine wasn't able to hunt that down. The Reaper for VeTerran went all the way home. There's now 2 Reapers out for MicroMachine. We'll see how well the engagement goes. It's now Marines being produced on both sides, but it does seem that the micro for MicroMachine, unsurprisingly, with its Reapers, are doing pretty darn well, as it's now a 2v2, suddenly a team game as far as these Reapers engaging goes, but the economy of MicroMachine is really being disrupted by these just 2 Reapers for VeTerran. Now, MicroMachine does have the faster orbital command, so that, of course, is a factor here. Marines now pushing the front for VeTerran. Oh my gosh, I said this game was going to get chaotic real quick, and it has. Reaper moving up, trying to catch one of VeTerran's. It does. The actual unit count right now, it's 3 Reapers to 2, 2 Marines to 3, so fairly even on all fronts. A Hellion is popping out here for MicroMachine. Not engaging those Reapers just yet. Marines now on one of the racks for VeTerran, still trying to hold the top of that ramp as these boys are engaging each other. More Marines popping out for both of these bots. Oh my gosh, this game is just chaos, ladies and gentlemen. We have got the 2 Reapers for VeTerran still in the main base. The Hellion of MicroMachine is not microing that well, as it's not actually getting any shots off on those Reapers. It's like one of the racks is lifting off for VeTerran, 2 of the racks is lifting off for VeTerran. So that's a lot of delayed mining time. Command Center's now going up for the blue bot. I'm not sure if that was actually enough damage or not, though, but with the base already being up for the red bot, we see a mule being pulled off into that siege tank, interestingly enough. I have no idea what that's about, whether that's just to stop it from dying with minerals in its hand. I'm not sure about the timing for that, though. We've now got Reapers and Marines engaging Hellions and Reapers, so all of a sudden it looks like there is more units here for VeTerran. Can these Reapers escape? Looks like the answer is going to be no, so That's very good for the blue Terran, and with this tank up on the natural, it's looking a little bit troublesome. Marines are going to move down here, try and kill off this tank. A Raven's coming on in too. MicroMachine saying, what? Units, I'm not ready. Yeah, this is looking very problematic for the red bot. Now, that command center being up at the natural was one of the things that had going for it. Other than that, it's really not a lot. That base does have to lift off here. Hellions engaging sort of Hellions and Reapers, but the tank and the Raven are so problematic right now. Stim is on the way for MicroMachine, but there's just not a lot of units. There's a starport for MicroMachine, but it's not making anything useful. There's a factory that's finished up, but it's not making anything that's really going to help deal with the siege tank. Like, dealing with a tank with Hellions isn't very good. Hellbats, yes. Hellions, no. There is an armory on the way, so I mean, there is a chance we'll see Hellbats, but it's already a lot of damage getting done here by the blue bot. You never know how these bot games are going to end, though, so I can't speak to that just yet. Looks like the blue bot is going to retreat. MicroMachine really took a beating here, as VeTerran is now mining at its natural, up 7 workers with the higher tech units and the higher army supply. 2 Ravens out for VeTerran. Of course, it depends how well those Ravens are going to get used. That's a question. Sometimes we see bots not drop an auto turret the entire game. The armory popping out is interesting. I wonder what this is going to be for, whether it will be for, like... Yeah, I'm not sure what it'll be for. I guess Hellbats with all these Hellions. Another Reaper goes down. This command center is being repaired for a second. However, that SCV does get pulled to throw up a bunker. There's another SCV repairing it. This base shall stop burning, which is a relief for those of us that are MicroMachine fans. VeTerran looking pretty darn good here, though. Natural base secured out, multiple turrets in the mineral line, going for that approach to defend from air harassment. When you're up against MicroMachine, which loves Banshees sometimes, that's not a bad call at all. Now, Stimpack did finish up for MicroMachine, so a bot that actually uses Stim, pretty rare thing for Terran bots. I wonder if we're going to see like a Hellbat Marine push potentially type thing here. Makes me wonder. There we go, relaunch offensive. Marines are now moving on out. 13 ally supply versus 9 enemy supply. Interesting calculations there, I guess, just based off what it has seen. You never know how accurate that is going to be. Cancel offensive, there we go. Changing that up a little bit. Second starport on the way for MicroMachine. That is one of the traits of this bot. It usually goes for that. MicroMachine mining away with its bunker. You don't see a lot of other Terran bots do this, interestingly enough. I'm not sure how efficient that is. It's been a while since I looked into that. It's obviously more efficient, but how much more, I'm not too sure. You gotta love that. This is one of the very unique things to Terran bots if you elect to program it like this. Just lets you mine with one less SCV. Of course, the cost of the bunker is a factor there. Makes me wonder if... Oh, is that force cycling gets deleted? Makes me wonder if when the gas is mined out at a base, if MicroMachine will cancel the bunker or not. I guess I should prepare against cloaked units or burrowed units. I see that you're also attracted to the dark arts of invisibility. MicroMachine planning to harass with air units, talking up a storm. I do love bot chat tags, though. They are so helpful when it comes to commentating and understand what these bots are doing. We see VeTerran moving in for an attack. It's Hellions diving on top of the tanks. Marines stiffing on, but oh, then they turn around. That's not good. All the Marines get eviscerated. They maybe could have committed there. It doesn't happen, though. There's a Viking in the skies, but nothing there to counter the Banshees, unfortunately. There is one turret at the back of the base, but, like... Okay, in come the Viking. One of the Banshees is going to go down. The command center has no choice but to lift off. This is a big attack from the blue bot. Lots of tanks getting sieged up. MicroMachine has got a lot of Vikings. It looks like it's going to pull the boys, but the indecision from the bot is really gutting it here. We see one tank of VeTerran going down, but this attack is still doing very well for itself. Air control is definitely in the favor of MicroMachine, but no Banshees to speak of, unfortunately. There's a Banshee on the way, which will help clean this up, but the damage may be too high by that time. Vikings, I don't think, are going to land in this case, so just a lot of denied mining time, all the while VeTerran, with its strong macro, has its third base up already, a fusion core on the way. MicroMachine is in a world of trouble this match. A Thor is out for VeTerran. Okay, that's going to kind of remove the Banshee as a saving grace. The Thor is gonna get shot by this siege tank as it comes up the ramp. The Cyclone locks onto it, but is it gonna die? That's the question. If the Thor dies, potentially. Oh, it doesn't die. VeTerran's gonna get it back to safety. Oh man, that means that the Banshee will be threatened once more in the future. The Banshee does pop out. It can start working away on these units. There's very minimal anti-air. Okay, the tanks are going to turn around for VeTerran. I wonder if that was just the fact that the Banshee popped that caused that to happen. The tank will die. Army supply is actually temporarily in the favor for MicroMachine, but that's not going to last for too long as the production is just so much greater for VeTerran. The MicroMachine now getting up that base again, but it's 2 base to 4 as the 4th is on the way for the blue bot. And cancel offensive. There we go. Yeah, MicroMachine sees like a Thor or something and is like, nope, that's enough of that. And now it's just in a very odd macro spot. There's always a chance that MicroMachine can still win this, but this game really is looking like it's going well for the blue bot here. MicroMachine shows a lot of indecision when it comes to deciding whether to attack or not. Doesn't seem to be a bad approach, however. As I mean, if it realizes it can't attack, as soon as it moves in, it just retreats, and that's totally okay. Much better than saying, all right, time to attack, and then just not stopping. At least it goes, yeah, let's get out of here. And it does. So that is important. Now we see another bunker being built for that gas mining there for MicroMachine, getting back to business as usual. Tanks on the way, Ravens on the way. The concern, though, is battle cruisers are now on the way out for the blue bot, which is going to be very problematic. There's a high Viking count, though, so shouldn't be too bad. But then the Thors are a big problem. But at least there's a tank on the way. Tanks are pretty good against Thors, so MicroMachine isn't completely dead here. It's not in a great spot by any means, but there's always a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance, and yes, I am. Yeah, let's see, though. That 5th is on the way up here for VeTerran. More command centers on the way up. Okay. Upgrades on the way for VeTerran. Already got 1-1 for ground. Now getting 1-2 for air. Gosh, do you guys remember in Starcraft 2 when there used to be split upgrades for all Terran techs? And that you had to research plating for air units if you wanted that too? That was like one of the things that made Terran so bad in the air, but that was a very good change when that was removed. Army supply currently 100 to 60. VeTerran is going to be approaching max soon, which could potentially lead to a big attack. Stim is out for both bots. 6 base going up for VeTerran. MicroMachine just getting up its 3rd. 4 tanks on the way at a time for VeTerran. MicroMachine still probably has the air control. I mean, 8 Vikings is pretty decent, but then there's 2 BCs. There's 3 Thors on the ground. We're going to see an engagement in the center of the map. The Banshees are doing some work here. Scans going down. They're going to allow them to... We're going to force them to retreat. Allow them to be picked off. Tanks are sieged up for MicroMachine. It's getting on top of some of the tanks for VeTerran, but look at all this blue Zerg coming over the hills. And, yeah, this is not looking too hot here for MicroMachine. It shoots at one of the battle cruisers. Of course, bot battle cruisers don't die easy with its teleportation threshold. And that BC gets out safe. And then no tanks here for MicroMachine. VeTerran gonna show us a little bit of lethality as it crosses the map. No more dilly-dallying, it says. And Thor's now moving. Tanks moving in, getting set up. The Banshees could potentially do something, but there's multiple Ravens. There's the Thors, of course, and a lot of scans based off all the orbitals that VeTerran has. So I'm pretty sure MicroMachine is going to have a slightly lower win percentage against VeTerran this game, unfortunately, for fans of the classic bot. But yeah, what a great game. Always good to see how MicroMachine holds up. VeTerran is a bot that does seem to be pretty exciting to watch these days. So I'll definitely cast more of its games. And yeah, hit that like button if you haven't. Consider becoming a YouTube member. There's the join button or the link down below you can use to support the channel. And Yeah, great game here. The choice, the choice for VeTerran to go for the multi-proxy rack seemed pretty effective. Really delayed MicroMachine, got a lot of damage done. Not that MicroMachine played poorly, just, Proxy 2 racks is always a lethal build. Thor actually dies to the Vikings in the sky there, so MicroMachine's still getting its licks in. It was very, very scrappy in the early game, though. Might have to cast another match between these bots at some point, see how MicroMachine manages to get that 69% win ratio. Okay. More air upgrades on the way for the blue bot. Just rallying units, taking a bit to break the main, but MicroMachine is a dead nerd, a dead virtual nerd.